Hey, you're supposed to run a delay.
Yeah, where the stream's going actually. So,
Yay.
So they can't hear me yet though? Oh, they can. Oh. Well, maybe I don't want to say what I was going to say then.
That's good.
Do you care
Go
if I
fish, go.
Do you care if I shit talk you up for 10 seconds?
So,
Okay.
yes, actually, welcome to the stream. Go, Brainy Beaver.
All I was going to say is, did you see he posted a video that said, that time that Shatner retweeted me? In brackets, famous actor. He retweeted you. He tweeted at YouTube and said, "Can you fucking do something about this dick?" Like, not. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but it was like you are on. Like, he is hallucinating. Like, he posted a video about how that one time Shatner told him to F off. Essentially, that's real good, buddy. Bravo to you. I mean, hey, listen, that's perseverance. I'll tell you that much. Trying to twist that narrative. That's one hell of a. Anyways, we're not going to talk about that today. My stream is coming out. Don't worry. Tune in for that bullshit. That's coming in a few days. It's done. So the nuke is basically just has to have the codes entered. That's about all that's left before I cook it in the oven. So, anyways,
and so everyone knows this is exactly what pre-show was like too.
Yep.
Yeah, we're just talking.
Love you, Brady.
Never a dull moment with me around.
That's damn right.
I love me. That's all that really matters.
And we love you too, Platypus boy.
Platypuses are awesome.
Our bunker corridor is very festive tonight.
Now I want to get.
It's obviously snowing very heavily in our hallway.
Don't even question the snow.
Let me bring it up.
Don't.
I'm not going to question the climate control.
That's a lot of.
Brady.
There's obviously some sort of robot running around. There's obviously some sort of robot like Roomba bombing around cleaning that shit up.
Yeah.
Great heated graded floors. Never mind. It's just vanishing. You can't really see it like micro holes. It just falls through.
It's heated
we
floors.
want to be energy efficient.
The floors are just a little bit slippery from the melted snow, but that's all. Just
man, watch
your step.
Has anybody here ever not watched Stephen King's It's? Any of them? Like, I've never seen any at all.
I've seen the original one all the way through, and I've only seen the new one, like a small clip. That's it.
Well, not because I'm like, I mean, it does look awfully terrifying, but not because I'm like scared of it. I don't know. It just never interested me. I never looked at it, but I was like, I caught one of those like videos where it had like clips, like Pennywise clips. Mm-hmm. Man, that was so funny. He's sitting there chewing on the little kid's finger, the little arm fingers, and then like the black kid sees him, and you see Pennywise, he like pulls the fingers out of his mouth, uses the dead arm to wave at him. And he look all happy and shit, eh? Like it's like, man, that's Creep City. The creepiest scene, I think I saw scenes from the new ones and the old ones in what I was watching, but one of the scenes I saw was, and I don't know what movie this would ever be from, but I guess it's like he was like through the curtain. Like the curtains that would be in like a freezer, like one of those big walk-in freezers at a facility or something, like one of those like plastic curtains, you know? And I guess he like, you see him like stand up and turn around, and the eyeballs glow, and he waves like that creepy, like happy wave through the dark curtain and everything. And it's like, oh man, that's creepy. I like suspense more than horror, and I found Pennywise to be more suspenseful whenever I saw the clips of him.
To me, Stephen King even says that there's a difference between fear and dread. And those two have very different mechanisms.
I feel like dread is more powerful.
Shit out of you. Yeah, dread is when you can't see it. You just know something bad is coming. You just know it.
But the best comment I saw left on that whole video, because it was all the scenes of Pennywise in the whole video compressed into like a big supercut. And the best comment was, guy eats Georgie in like 2 minutes, spends the rest of the movie, can't kill a single kid. Like, I'm like, yeah, that's how I felt about it too. Every time kid gets like pushed over and he puts up just holds up like, I don't know what he had in his hand, something, he just sticks it in his mouth. I'm like, oh, it's a brutal enemy. Freddy would have ripped you apart by now.
Well, the original movie, we actually studied the original in one of my film classes, because there are so many mistakes, just like little things that they did in filming, continuity mistakes and shit like that. And one of our classes was we watched the movie and just had to take notes of every mistake that they made. And I think I counted like 28 or something like that. Like, it's a terrible film as far as filmography goes, but it's a great film as far as, horror movies.
Oh, I have a lesson for everybody who has this is always good to teach everybody a little bit about computer related things. This is the 10-second tech tip. I've been having mic problems, as anybody who might have watched FTFE's channel or my channel might have noticed lately. I've been having like mic disconnects. The FTFE's, it was really obvious. He'd lose me every 30 seconds. I finally figured out what the issue was. I followed the wire to the back of my computer, and I have a hub, like a USB powered hub that plugs into the back as well. And I think it was just too much data going into the one driver on the back of the, like the one chipset, let's say the one USB chipset on the back, and it was probably overloading it. Because I just moved. All I did is I just moved it to another source.
If you don't have enough power,
it's a powered one
to your mic, then it'll act like it's working for you, but it won't work.
Well, no, I think all that happens is
I had that problem with when I got my new computer for a while.
I think it would hiccup. I think it would just hit, because Potato, if you get a hiccup in the data connection at all, it'll just lose it, and then you have to hit like restart audio engine, and so it can re-grab the device. So every time it would re-grab it, it'd be fine because the device was there. But I think I had that problem when I tried to put the Oculus Rift splits a lot of data out, and I had to basically create like I had to move my different, because shut this computer. You have no idea how many USB connections I have. I have multiple high definition cameras. I have devices, mics, and freaking there's stuff. It's an office too, so I've got like printers and stuff plugged into it. It's just a mess. But the thing is, it uses up almost every USB connection in the back of my computer. Plus, I have a hub, a powered hub, because of course, to provide extra power down the lines, right? But yeah, it's just that what I found is if you put the Oculus into like the same connection as the high def cameras, it's way too much data. Even one high def camera on the same chipset as the Oculus Rift, and the Oculus Rift just starts to it's actually the camera starts to die. Camera just starts like click on and off all of a sudden, and like the OBS will lose track of it, and it's the same kind of thing as the mic. I think it's the chipset actually failing, like restarting.
It could be.
Anyways,
and it could be, if you're using your hub, your headset mic is just, or I guess you're using an external mic. It's just not getting enough power, so your computer's
but it plugged into its own source.
But then
it was
drops
plugged in,
out and comes back.
Yeah, but you're not understanding the powered hub. Yeah. That's what the powered hub is for. The powered hub has an external power source that then provides the power down the line so that those devices aren't pulling power off the computer.
Gotcha.
So it's a powered hub. But it doesn't matter. Once you put that much data, powered or unpowered, you can only handle so much data into your USB 2.0 connections. So if you're feeding, two high def cameras and a microphone and keyboard, and you've got your headset, and all these different USB devices are plugged into the same chipset, it just all of a sudden buckles. Now you could get a better motherboard that might have a more robust set of USB chipsets for that, but
that's why I love my Ryzen.
It's not Jinzu. This computer is like a castle. This is my Mona Lisa. There's no dust in this entire computer. Also, because I took the entire thing apart the other day when I changed the power supply and pulled an entire like flask of dust out of like corners that you'd never know existed. So, this thing has never been cleaner since the day it was built. But no, it was just it's just because I moved once I rebuilt it. I redid all my wires and wire harnessed everything and put it all, tied it up, made it pretty and clean and neat. So I was partly worried about. You got to make sure you try not to run power wires and data wires together, everybody. Because if you run a power wire in line with a data wire, you might find your data not working properly, because the power wire will induce like an electromagnetic charge into those data wires. And for instance, I had an F-150 where I ran the power wire to the amplifiers on the same side as the speaker wire signal. And so it would send the power, the signal would go to the amplifier, but then when the speaker wires would go back to the speakers, it went in line with the power to the amplifier. Well, every time you push the pedal on the truck, you could hear in the speakers, you hear, with however hard your alternator was running, and it was because you were getting EM backfeed induced into the power wires for the speaker wires. And remember, they're only running on a few volts, right? So you get an extra decimal of a volt coming into there, all of a sudden you can hear it. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before I forget.
Tech
everybody.
Hey, it's not a beaver guest if you don't have tech time. Okay, this is how it is.
This is true. I mean,
moving forward, it's your show,
though. A joke of our numerous tech issues, so this is pretty keeping with our theme. So, welcome everybody.
Yeah.
That's Bunker 33. Saturday night.
Hello.
Sunday morning if you live in a crazy time zone. We are going to be talking about Pareidolia. I mean, Mud Fossil University. And
Pareidolia.
we have Brainy Beaver, as you've already guessed, as our
no, I'm not here.
special panelist, because we support platypus rights on this channel.
That's right.
And we're just going to go around.
Power.
Obviously,
that's different.
I am not half dead from whatever sinus cold thing that I had last week. So, yay. We're just going to go around and introduce everybody. Chrismer, how's it going?
Besides the major fuck up earlier, it's going fine. Now I'm gonna have to I forgot to re-add my audio because for some reason my audio is always fucked up whenever I switch to, because I stream from 2 channels, my own channel as well as this one, so I constantly have to log out of my old one, and whenever I do that, it just screws with my audio profiles, and every single time I have to reset it. I forgot to do that today, and so that, yeah. I'm gonna have to do that.
You can save an audio profile. Are you talking about like the sound settings and stuff for devices?
Yeah, on OBS.
Okay.
On OBS, it switches over for some reason to another audio profile.
I had to make an actual map. Go ahead. Sorry, my turn. Go.
Well, also, Windows had some stupid ass updates this week that reset a lot of people's settings, so that was frustrating.
That might have been it too.
Teddy Sprinkles.
Yeah, and Asus did something to my computer that really pissed me off. It downloaded a program called My Asus, and it decided to...
My anus?
Yes, My anus.
That's what I heard.
That's exactly how it worked, though. It's a laptop, and every time I would unplug the power, I would get an error message that no matter how many times I hit OK or the X to close, it would just keep popping up.
So that's a bug.
If I unplugged my computer while it was turned on, I had to restart it. That's how shitty the program was. So I finally was like, all right, that's it. I'm deleting this program. And that worked fine again.
Oh my god. Ridiculous. And as you all know, Brainy's here. I don't know if he wants to introduce himself after we've already had a nice little chat, but if you want to, go for it.
I'll Baba Booey, Bumblebee Tuna. That's all I'm gonna. They're there, done.
Bumblebee Tuna.
Bumblebee Tuna.
Bumblebee Tuna. Bumblebee Tuna.
Bumblebee Tuna. Yep, Bumblebee Tuna.
All right, so we're going to talk about Mud Fossil University.
Pareidolia.
And we're going to talk about the absolute titan of research that's going on there. And I believe Chrismer has a little bit queued up for us. We're going to start with Simon Dan, I believe.
Yeah, Simon Dan, giants that roam the earth? Question mark.
Ooh, giants.
You giants, yay. And I'll go ahead and roll that VT.
One of the most bizarre theories out there is that planet Earth was once populated by...
It just wouldn't be a bunker stream without technical glitches.
Okay, I'm re-adding everybody's audio because for some reason it's picking it up now.
What do you... Okay, really quickly, in a 10-second answer, what do you use to push your audio to OBS? Just quickly.
To OBS?
Do you use any of the mixers?
No, I don't. I use
audio.
I use my default audio profiles. My speakers.
Are you...
And
Okay, are you... Just really quickly, are you on a PC or a Mac?
PC.
Okay, we're going to talk later. Keep going.
Okay. Let me make sure it's picking up the YouTube. It should be picking up YouTube.
Well, because the way I do it is I just leave OBS. Just go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. You run the video if it's working. Fucking do it. Give her. Go. Go.
Let me see. Yeah.
We'll talk later. Go.
All right.
Fuck.
Go on ahead. I'm going to restart the video because they didn't hear any of that.
One of the most bizarre theories out there is that planet Earth was once populated by a race of giants. Giant people, giant creatures, the stuff of grim fairy tales. The theory has many followers, not least a YouTube channel with almost 100,000 subscribers.
How?
And I'm going to have to...
How?
Yeah, I know.
Hello,
that's not even
welcome
fair.
along to another episode.
Yeah, not even fair that those assholes have 100,000 subscribers.
Of course, how many are people just there to laugh at him? Like not people that believe.
I started unsubscribing from that stuff.
Yeah, well, like I'm subscribed to Gail Cord-Schuler because her videos crack me the fuck up.
I honestly, what happened to me is I had so many flat earthers and so much garbage content subscribed to. Like I looked one day and so what started happening is I couldn't even go into YouTube and use it anymore for myself in any way, shape, or form because it was fucked. It was fucked. It didn't know anything about what I wanted to watch, and everything that was coming up as a recommendation was garbage. It's trash because even the flat earthers aren't even producing debunkable stuff anymore. It's all like, here's a picture of a document from Russia, like, oh yeah, this one's only been talked about 18 goddamn times. So there's just nothing left, and so I've started unsubscribing from everything. I was just, if it shows me a thumbnail and I look at it and it's a flat earth or a religious channel or one of these channels I've subscribed to, unsub. It like, because I've gotten it from 400 and something subscriptions down to 200 and something now, and I'm still purging, baby.
Nice.
I need to start unsubscribing.
It slowly started to figure out what I like again, and I'm starting to get like Vsauce and like what is that guy that made like the squirrel catapult and shit, like Mark Rober or whatever his name is, or
Mark Rober.
It's starting to show me like, yeah, it's starting to show me fucking stuff I used to watch again. It's like, hey, you remember this shit you used to watch? I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Remember I used to watch that before I had 400 fucking channels of garbage subscribed to. So no, you know what? If I want to look for something, I just type it in now and I look for it. I don't sub them. Fuck that. Just because it got out of hand.
Well, I have about 972 things I'm subscribed to, so I gotta start doing that. Just start mass unsubscribing things I just don't watch anymore.
Yeah, anyways, keep going and we'll talk all day. I'll keep you going, fuck. Language.
Episode of Tinfoil Tuesday with me, Simon Dan.
Don't worry about language, we don't do that here.
Yes, today we enroll ourselves in mud fossil universities where common sense knows no boundaries. Specifically, we're going to be taking a look at the evidence that these giants were not only on the Earth, but also inside it. You really do need facepalm protection for this one, folks. Roll the tape, but I do warn, proceed with caution.
Okay, my good friends, Roger once again, a Mud Fossil University, and today, you see this right here? This is the stuff that anchors things. Now, this, I'm not sure what it was above here, but I'm going to show you some dragon scales that are above, and then they're anchored like this, and then the flesh would have come up and locked in here.
As you can see, Roger wastes no time at all in letting us all know about dragons.
Wow. And then the dragon scales stick up.
It doesn't get any better from this, really.
Boy, that's special. That's
special, it's gonna get even more special.
Oh yeah. Just wait until he gets onto his letters to Harvard University.
Oh God, don't remind me.
Take a look at that now. Okay, you dudes, it's Roger, Mud Fossil University. What you're looking here is the tail of a dragon. Now, you say, oh, Roger, how are you going to say that? Well, here's how I could say it. You see these little fluty-looking things that are coming down off of the scales themselves? That is like the tendinous material. I will show it to you. And coming up to that would have been...
Pause. For those of you who haven't already guessed, this is called geology.
Nah.
No, that's
dragons.
It's dragons. It's definitely a dragon.
100% dragons.
100%
dragons for sure.
It's just a wall. I mean, it's something that people built. No, it's a dragon's tail.
Guy's trying to tell us it's a liar. Dragons.
Didn't we go over this on the Electric Universe one? Or did we?
Memory's been reset. Probably deleted in the old hard drive.
Yeah, I tend to delete stuff like that from my brain, but sometimes it sticks, and just it's like error.
That was a previous version of our flesh clones. So
yeah. But yeah, I tend to recall stuff. I tend to recall stuff from the deleted files.
You know what? I didn't even bother running recovery on any of that. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna start clean. Bye.
Anyway, the melted castles of Turkey, though. That's a wall.
Yeah, that's what he's looking at. It's a castle wall.
It's literally a castle wall. Dumbass.
To him, it's a dragon's tail.
Yet he completely did not read the top left corner, melted castles of Turkey.
No, and because it's a dragon.
The thing about Roger is he doesn't actually go places to investigate on his own. He looks at videos on YouTube and says, hey, that looks like a dragon's tail, therefore it's a dragon's tail, and then he writes his own version of a scientific paper and sends it to Harvard fucking University.
Oh my God.
That's basically what I mean. How is that really much different than what Anthony Riley did?
I was just thinking
at
that.
the end of the day.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
Glad someone said it.
I mean, it's Harvard for one thing. It's not just some college, but he gets correspondence.
Did you hear this dismissal of community colleges? Sorry, I was jumping in with a crash joke. I cut you off because of that, though. My bad. Keep going. Say that again. I didn't quite hear you. My apologies. Can you imagine what?
He gets stuff back from Harvard, and they're like, please stop sending us stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't exist.
I think that's basically what Anthony Riley got, too, wasn't it? Like, he was like, thanks, but no thanks. Like,
yeah.
Appreciate it, bro.
This guy that keeps the list of universities that have turned down his quote academic papers, or is that some other idiot that I'm thinking of?
No, I'm pretty sure it's Roger.
He keeps a list.
I know he has a couple of videos where he talks about his quote unquote academic papers that he's sent to different universities and their responses to them.
Oh, God.
Oh, by the way, in the side chat, Dark Steve says, I love how Brainy Beaver's in front of the snow. Well, he's Canadian, so it doesn't affect him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. See?
Yeah.
They're immune to snow. It was put out in the patch release decades ago.
This was well known,
Yeah.
Like a thing.
And I'm not going to bother moving him there behind the snow because I'm lazy. So
and it's funny.
You
heard it here, folks. Fun times.
Anyway.
Anywho, back to the video.
Bones.
Clearly what's on the screen here are a row of ancient or medieval structures, man-made of course, and Roger expects us to think that they are all of dragon origin? How?
That had some form of a hinging sort of effect there that would, like a glue. I show a lot of times, I call it abrupt transition glue. And that's what it is. Between certain materials and then flesh and bone, you have what they call abrupt transitions. And I've shown them many, many times.
Right. Makes perfect sense. Quick question. Is your evidence for this literally a photo?
And that would be right in here, and that has eroded away. And left, you see this? There's a hole. That's a hole right through there. Now, this guy thinks it's a wall. Not a wall. These are different looking size scales, and they go going down smaller and smaller and smaller, up to bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, I don't know where this is, but I am pretty damn sure that that is a dragon.
You're pretty damn sure that's a dragon, aren't you? Another quick question. If a dragon wasn't invented as a mythical creature, then what would you be calling it?
And I see these kind of things here. Now, was that up here further? I don't know. I don't have enough information about this, but that's enough to tell me that this is almost certainly was a dragon. That is not from some form of wall.
If you thought that was a stretch, wait for this one.
Now, something you have to understand, when you see water coming off the top of something like this, it just doesn't fall out of the sky.
True, there's a river on top. In this case, the Churun, because that is Angel Falls in Venezuela.
This is literally biology, which was originally fed with blood coming up here. It's broken. These are the arteries, and where the groundwater.
I would pause it. Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, I would say I guess we're using Simon Dan's video to go after his video, but what's the difference, I suppose?
Yeah. I mean,
well, instead of giving Roger views, we decided just to collect views from different debunkers and watch those instead. So we've got Simon Dan, Creaky Blinder, I forget who else I pulled. But about this, like, apparently those arteries were just that one little spot in whatever biology he thinks this is. Like, does he not know that blood flows throughout a biological object? If it's a torso or whatever, there's going to be arteries all over it, not just in that one little spot.
And obviously it never occurred to him that biological material decomposes way faster than it takes to make rocks, but you know.
The giants are made of rock, but the giants are rocks, though.
Oh, well, if they're made of rocks.
Yeah,
so
they're made of rock.
Like, so wait, it's
come
like
on, Vishanti, jeez.
Jeez, get with the program.
Galaxy, right?
Get with the program.
Oh my god.
So, if anyone's ever run into him, I know FTFE and team debated him several times, but why you are an idiot if you ever run into that dumbass. He is a protege of Roger at Mud Fossil University.
Oh, God.
What a shock.
What a shock.
And,
really?
you know, part of his presentation is just photoshopped images where rocks look like elephants and shit like that.
What do they think? They just got got petrified like that or something? Like, what happened?
Yeah. Like he doesn't even think that far in advance. He's just like, oh, look, this rock looks like an elephant. He doesn't care that it's photoshopped to look like an elephant.
My theory is that there was actually a time on Earth's crust where there was a bunch of Medusas running around.
Oh, Gorgons? You mean Gorgons?
Yeah, well, if that's what they call them. I just know of the bitch that turns people to stone. That's all I know of. I was talking about my exes. Oh wait, never mind. Anyways, I don't have enough exes where I scorn that. Mine are all ex-girlfriends. You don't scorn them that bad. That's fine. They can move on with their lives. But yeah, it's a joke. Anyways, yep.
Good
my
times.
sense of humor.
Good
That's my
times.
sense of humor, boy.
Anyway.
Play, damn it, play. You gotta keep it rolling.
Pressurized in the wet seasons.
Loving it.
Shoots up through the arteries and just cascades down.
This photo clearly shows the river above. It's well known, Roger.
And anytime you see it coming out of there, what that was an artery.
It really wasn't.
I'm showing this as tendon teeth, like coming down and locking into the bone.
I
have a big fingertip here. Here it is.
Tendons and teeth. I mean, can't you see it?
I have like the same thing. You see it over here? That's where that's a tendon ball locked in. This is a gigantic fingertip. You see up in here? That's the skin, but that's the tendon ball. You see the little?
No, that's a rock.
Spikes.
Right. And how big was this finger?
Okay, you see this?
I like Simon Dan, but I've cited it's crazy that he hasn't increased his sound quality and stuff better.
Okay, this is
his new studio looks really awesome, but he really hasn't upgraded his microphone, which I think would be like the icing.
And the microphone's such a big thing. You get a microphone, maybe put a little sound dead. He's got a small room. He's put a couple little sound deadening sheets against the walls that you can't see to stop the sound from reflecting, and bada bing, bada boom.
Yep.
Professional sound.
Professional.
That honestly, every time I hear him talk, that's the one thing it's like ear cringe. I'm like, come on, buddy, you got this. Like, you have 300-something thousand subscribers, you get a better mic setup, and you're literally laughing. You're on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's got sponsors.
Yeah.
Does he actually have sponsors?
Yeah.
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 What sponsors? I haven't really been watching him lately, I guess.
Well, he does the sponsored ads on his videos.
And, shaving. Yeah, but like shit.
Oh yeah, I already keep shaving my head and telling Dollar Shave Club that I'm game, but nobody's sent me any emails yet. Hey,
you know what you should start shilling for Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah. All you have to
I don't know what that is.
All you have to do is email them, and they'll usually say, okay, as long as you do a commercial for us, yeah, we're fine.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's like a mobile game, and there's a meme on YouTube that they sponsor like every video.
I actually play.
I've seen it all the mobile games. Is it that easy to get a mobile game sponsorship?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
For a few months, every video that I would watch on YouTube started off with a Raid
Shadow
Legends ad.
Yeah. I actually play Raid Shadow Legends.
So. I'd love to do an ad for you. I'd love to do an ad for you, to like do a paid ad for you, and they're like, "All right, how many viewers you got?" Like kind of thing.
Yeah. Much.
I used to play.
That's how it's done, boy. That's advertising. I mean, they're smart. They're not. That's the ball game.
I used to play a mobile game, Last Days on Earth. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but there's a YouTuber that would make daily videos of him playing the game. And I started watching him. And he just contacted the company that made the game and was like, hey, I'm a YouTuber that I make videos about this game. Could you guys send me some free shit? And like, during his videos, he'll get, $50 worth of cool shit just put into his character while he's playing. Like the people from the game just give him all this free shit in game to show off, so other people will be like, oh, that's really cool. I'm going to spend money and buy these objects to play with.
Yeah.
It's smart. It's good marketing.
Yeah.
Business 101.
Anyway,
anyways, you heard it here, Dollar Shave Club. I'm game. Just let me know. I'll keep picking up I'll keep shaving down this head. You send me something.
I swear I'm not shaving. I swear I'm shaving my head. I'm not bald.
These jokes write themselves. These jokes write themselves, Dollar Shave Club. Just think about it, okay? That's all I'm saying. If you've ever wanted to have the cleanest...
Beaver.
I'm gonna start the ad with something like, if you've ever wanted to have the cleanest beaver around, I turn to Dollar Shave Club. And I'm gonna rub my head.
See, that easy.
The least hairy beaver on YouTube.
That's right. That's right. You can't get this clean a patch any other way. And then I just put my hand over the top of my head. That's running a line, boy.
Write this down.
You'll have to you'll have to blur out your head actually for that, because
the channel's just deleted overnight. Like, I don't know what happened. I just did one fucking ad.
Oh my god.
And this is why we brought Brainy Beaver in tonight.
That's what I do.
We're not even going to get through the first video, but this is a great conversation.
I didn't even fucking get to Nathan Thompson while Johnny was on my channel. I was like, fuck, he's got to leave in like 5 minutes. I'm like, well, you got at least 5 minutes to hear him say at least 5 dumb things, maybe? I don't know. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Anyways, it was fun. We were talking, so that's why we got there. But continue, please.
Yeah, Nathan Thompson says 5 dumb things every minute anyway.
Well, exactly. I mean, it's old, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interdigitation, where
wow.
This is the same sort of stuff as we're seeing on those scales, those dragon scales that stick up above, and they lock down in this like into a bone, and then the bone would have had the flesh coming around it this way because they were stuck up straight in the air. This is a different situation, but very, there's not a whole big difference. You have a bony structure, and then these fibers that were coming down in the other one, they would lock into a bony structure that would be underneath here, and they'd insert into it.
Can you pause for a second? There's a lot of idiots that have their special catchphrase. His is lock in. It's the same crap that people will tell you when they're trying to shill a coupon to you or call now to lock in your special price. Like, what?
Lock it in.
Lock it in.
Yeah, well, he basically just finds stuff that's real in anatomy, like this picture, and then just says, oh, well, this picture of these rocks looks like that, therefore it is that.
Clearly.
That's his proof.
Let's face it.
And with the wall in Turkey earlier that he said was a dragon's tail, he even said, I don't know where this is, because he doesn't care to go and visit these places and look at it and say, oh, okay, this is a wall that people built. No.
So no offense to Turkey, but
tail.
I mean, no offense to Turkey, but I'm probably not going to visit it either. Just putting it out there. Turkey's an okay nation.
Yeah,
Turkey's okay. That's where I'm drawing the line. It's okay.
Well, also he doesn't.
I mean, put it this way: Erdogan's people came to your country and kicked your. Sorry, Vishanti. My apologies. Go ahead.
I don't know. That's fine.
All I was saying is, let's put it this way: Erdogan came to your country and kicked your own fucking citizens in the face, basically with his Secret Service agents on the White House, the front of the White House. So, if he does that to Americans in America, let's just leave it there. Let's just say that.
Well, the last time my dad was in Turkey, he almost started a nuclear holocaust. So, Turkey kind of sucks.
I mean, the only thing that said though, hold on, I will give you one thing. We got to preface this with a bit of actual factual information. One thing I want to remind people is Turkey is actually like the second most powerful country in NATO. It's actually one of the most powerful countries in the world, believe it or not. People don't really realize that about Turkey.
They have been for 5,000 years.
But in NATO, it goes America, Turkey, like that's the order of power in NATO essentially. I don't think Germany's as powerful as Turkey or anything like that. But anyways, the only thing is, like, when the fucking guy, the journalist, I know his name, Khashoggi. When the Khashoggi thing happened, they were right on Saudi Arabia like a fat kid on a cupcake. They didn't want to admit it, but the reason they knew they'd killed him is because they have wiretaps in their goddamn embassy. So finally, when Saudi Arabia was like, we didn't do anything, they were like, yes, you did. They're like, no, we didn't have anything. They're like,
they literally had cameras that showed the guys go in, like 3 guys go in and 2 guys come out with a trash bag.
Do you know what they did? They said to Saudi Arabia, listen, you're going to get one more chance to actually fess up to what you've done here, or else we're just going to release all the information. Because we know you did it, and we know we did it. Well, when they said that day, the Saudi Arabian embassy had a whole bunch of vehicles show up, and they started sweeping the whole embassy for bugs and wires, and they went in with all the equipment to try to look to wiretaps and bugs in the Saudi Arabian embassy, because they knew that Turkey wasn't bluffing, and because they knew they did it, and they knew that means that Turkey knew everything, and somehow Turkey knows. And so then when they didn't fess up, Turkey just said, well, here's the footage of him entering the building. Here's the footage of him in the hallway. Here's the footage of where he goes in the room where he disappeared. Here's the footage of a guy leaving in his fucking clothing, not his shoes. And it was like they showed everything. They're like, the son of a bitch never left. And then, oh, look, here's the vehicles leaving the back of the building, the back garage of the building in a little convoy of vehicles that left. And they even have an idea of the forest he's buried or he's dropped in, but they don't know where. And of course, try finding a body in the forest.
Yeah. So I do want to clarify one thing. When I said about my dad almost starting nuclear holocaust in Turkey, that's not a lie either. During the Cold War, my dad was in the Air Force and he worked on nuclear weapons when he was stationed in Turkey. And one time, he loaded nuclear weapons on a B-52, and the way that it works, if there's a possible situation where they need to be dropped.
They all go in the air.
There are 3 codes that have to be entered to arm the weapon. One guy enters a code, another guy enters a code, and then once it's in the air, the pilot enters a code. My dad was the second guy in the 3 codes. He entered his code, which means that all the pilot had to do to start a nuclear war was enter his code and drop a bomb.
Well, damn.
That's how close we came.
Damn.
And that's all he will tell me about the situation, because my dad had top secret security clearance. He could tell me exactly what was going on, but he can't, because all of that is still classified.
So you just leaked.
So that's how close we came to the world ending.
So you just released partially classified information on YouTube.
I don't think that's classified, and I mean that was 1969, 1970.
It's probably been declassified. To be
Probably has been by now. Yeah.
Just pretend that we drew a big black marker over half that and said redacted.
Yeah, redacted.
There you go. Done.
We'll just say that.
Done.
Yeah.
Just say it.
Redacted.
Just verbally say. Just everybody redacted.
We get redacted in the chat. Can we just get redacted in the chat?
Hashtag redacted.
Everybody hashtag redacted. Thanks.
Yeah.
Then there, it doesn't count.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
It's like if I put a disclaimer at the front, I can say whatever I want to you, and none of it will be legally reprehensible, right?
Yeah, that's all you got to do. Put a warning at the front. That's all you got to do. Put a warning at the front of the.
I can start with the P and end with the file at that point, and everybody's okay.
No, let's not do that.
No, I'm not gonna do it. So I didn't even say it. Are you kidding? Don't
do that.
Goddamn.
I totally forgot that the stream is like 30 or 45 seconds behind what we're saying. So I put hashtag redacted in the chat, and no one knows what I'm talking about yet.
Well, they'll figure it.
It out.
Did you use the delay at the end, or are they just 30 seconds behind naturally?
They're just 30 seconds behind
naturally. Like that.
If you do ultra low, if you do a 15-second delay out of OBS and put ultra low latency, you'll only have about a 25-30 second delay even then.
Well, you can actually get it to a 5-second delay somehow, but I've yet to figure that out.
Not with my 15-second delay on my whole stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been on some where the delay is like 10 to 15 seconds. That's the lowest I've ever seen.
I've seen some where it's almost automatic, so but those are gaming streams.
Well, that also depends on your own connection, though. Too,
yeah,
right? Like, you can't.
Mine is only prohibited by my CPU usage. So, me having an 8-core Ryzen, yeah, I've got pretty good.
Yeah,
I got pretty good high output speeds.
My new computer has an AMD Ryzen.
I think it's a 3700X.
This thing,
I'm 8-core 16 thread. That's what we're all rocking nowadays these days.
Intel.
Yeah.
That I used to have.
It definitely beats my dual core Intel I used to have.
Yeah, but of course it beats the Intel.
Intel.
Yeah, but of course it beats your Intel. The only Intel, okay, but hold on. Because Intel hasn't been on top of the market for a couple of years now, and so your previous options were Core 2 Duo, Core 2 Quad, and then we went i3, i5, i7, and then i7. They did i7 iteration 1, i7 iteration 2, 3, 4, and then even now they're only just getting onto the i9. So the i9 barely keeps up with one of those bulldozers or whatever from fucking AMD, and AMD's already moving to the next one. So AMD has been destroyed. Like I've got a 2700X, and it's 8 cores, 16 threads as well. I mean,
that's what mine
is. It takes my i5 that I had and fucking slaps it around like a pretty pony.
Yeah, when I was shopping for computers, I compared the i9 to the Ryzen that I ended up getting, and I will say the i9 spun a little bit faster than the Ryzen, but all the reviews were like, don't fucking buy the i9, just buy the Ryzen. It's a better processor.
Ryzen was priced. Yeah. Here's the other thing, it was priced better, and the supply was available.
4.4 gigahertz, and the i9 went up to like 4.8 gigahertz or something, but they were like, the Ryzen's still faster than the i9, even though the i9 goes a little bit faster.
Well, yeah, it had more cores and more. I think can't remember. It was just, but either way, it's just a better chip. And they all I was gonna say about the Intels too is they were twice as expensive and they weren't available. So there was supply of the AMDs. They were putting them on wicked sale, so you could get the chip for $400. Meanwhile, the equivalent speed i9 would be like, it was like $1,000 chip. It's like, you know, like, alrighty, you know, that's an easy choice.
I saw that in my local tech store and I was like, lol.
Yeah, because I'm like, how would you even? And even when I went in there because I was Intel for years, because Intel was owning the world for years after, you know, they got whooped on the Athlon 64 back in the day. But then it'd been years since AMD, because of course Intel came back with like, I guess we better actually do some R&D, and they whooped them with all the eyes and everything. But then now AMD's back on top, and the price point is just terrible. I go in there, I'm like, well, what about Intel's? And the guy's like, fuck, you don't fucking. You know, and they don't get paid on commission there. Here he is trying to sell me the cheaper one. You know?
Yeah. I gotta say that my Ryzen, the 3700X that I have, easily beats, even though it has about the same actual gigahertz as my old i7. The old i7 was a dual core, so yeah, 8 cores easily beats it.
Yours is a 3800. I just looked. I forgot what mine is. Mine's a
I believe
Ryzen
it's a
7
37
4000 series.
I believe mine's a 3700. I can't quite recall at the moment.
Yeah.
Actually, give me a second.
I don't remember exactly what mine is. But the sticker on my computer says Ryzen 4000 series 7. But yeah, it's a great processor.
3700 8 core. Yeah.
This new computer is badass. That's all I have to say about it.
This one is badass.
We should get back to videos. We're on computers, just so you know. I do that.
Yeah.
I'm really bad for that. So just I'm helping.
I'll just say this much. I'll say this much. It's not a 3070 or 3080. All I have is the 2060, the RTX, NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2060.
Back to the video.
Yeah. 2060.
Hey, I tried.
Anywho,
back to the video. Yeah.
Right, so because those tendon fibres look a little bit similar to the markings on those rocks before, that automatically makes those rocks
exactly
bones.
What we said.
Seriously, I've heard of tenuous links before, but this just takes the biscuit.
Well, and let me show you a couple other things. All right, this is actually a fingertip, but that's how these things lock in with these teeth. They just grab right in there. It came up through here. A strap came right in up through there, and that's the ball that locked in. This is all eroded out, which would have been the flesh that it locked into. And these holes.
That's called a crack. It's called what, crack?
Yes, that's what he's
cocaine.
Smoking. No, that's just a small crack in the rock, and he's saying that tendons went up through it.
Come on, man. You gotta believe. It's like Tinkerbell. You just gotta clap a bunch.
You just gotta clap a bunch?
Yeah, well, it's like Tinkerbell. You just gotta believe.
3 times and say there's no place like a rock that looks like a finger.
Hey, you non-believers, I'll tell you.
Or blood fed, all that tissue layer that was in there.
The human imagination is a wondrous thing, isn't it?
It is.
Gives you an idea how small you are, doesn't it?
It really is.
That over
really is
there
magical.
is where it would have gone into the bone. This up here led up to some kind of muscle. This is muscle. That would have gone back and locked in to
muscle,
a bone
guys.
somewhere over here. I have,
all muscle.
Here, I have one right over here. I can show you very similar.
Can't believe it's so amazing. Muscle.
You should be able to see the muscle fibers in this. I mean, don't run up like they did in the other one.
That looks very much like sedimentary rock to me, but what do I know?
But then you see this red layer? That's the blood layer. Watch.
Pause for a second.
Right there?
Did you see how fucking big those sediments were in that rock? Like compared to that car, how big of an animal would that have been?
Giant.
I don't know. Is Craven Mordek out there? I'll tell him how big that animal is. Sorry.
I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if Craven's found the new bunker yet or not. I don't think I've seen him in chat.
Bum, 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 bum.
There's definitely a lack of dick jokes in the chat. So, yeah, I don't think he's here.
It's all beavers.
All beavers.
Yeah.
Beavers all the way down. It's beavers all the way down.
My favorite kind of party, I'll tell you that much.
Ain't no party but a beaver. Party goes a beaver. Party don't stop.
Oh. Right, you remember.
I want a beaver party.
See that blood layer? In certain places, they'll have a real thick, dense layer of blood, and then they have a bunch of tissue that obviously feeds off that blood. And this is all muscle, and then down below, they have another layer of blood. That's that whole thick thing there. That thickness right there.
He thinks we're just a bag of blood.
That's all blood, solid mat of blood.
How on earth can you make that link? I mean, seriously.
So they have muscle, blood, muscle, blood, blood, muscle, blood. That's the way it works, and that's how they.
No, that's not how anything works. That's not how anything works. He doesn't get that there's veins and arteries and et cetera, in the human body, or pretty much any living animal. He just thinks it's blood, skin, blood, skin, blood, skin. Is what blood, muscle, skin.
Yeah, it's just like a pool of blood covered by muscle, covered by a pool of blood, covered by skin.
Oh God.
That's not how it works.
That's not how anything works.
I feel bad for whoever in the archaeology department at Harvard
God.
has to open this guy's letters each month.
I bet now they just read the name and they're like, ball it up, throw it in the trash. Then write a lengthy letter back to him saying, "Do not send us more of your bullshit."
Now that I'm thinking about it, I think at one point he actually said in one of his videos, he was like, he read a letter from Harvard and they were like, "This will be our last correspondence with you," or something like that.
Which means they've been dealing with him for a while.
Yeah. Back to the video.
Their nutrition out there. Of course, in us, they're maybe this thick. I don't know how thick this thing was in totality, because obviously the blood layer broke off of whatever was above it.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Big creatures.
Obviously.
Very big creatures. You see the red blood? There's little bits and spots of red blood every here and there, and that's what feeds that muscle. And at some point, it would get redder than red. See, just like mine. It's starting to, as it feeds off of the edge, where it comes out of the muscle, out of the bone, it's really tight. And I show this in some shots. I have ones to show it. It comes out real tight, and then they come out like this. And then they spread wider and wider. Well, you can see it. And then they have all the blood vessels start to show up in them, and then they get the thickness of the blood cakes around where you're doing the most work, is what it boils down to, where the biceps are, or whatever the big chunky part is.
Wow. It's not very often that I am left speechless, but Mud Fossil University, you have done it. I do apologise when I say this, but you absolutely have the right to post this video, but equally I absolutely have the right to tell you and everyone else that it's complete nonsense. People, please do not listen to this man. Right, well there we go, what a tinfoil Tuesday that was.
Okay, that's pretty much the end of his video.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
And that's just the first of 4 videos that I have for us tonight.
The next one,
buddy.
Next one will be the Sir Sick one, I believe. Yeah, Sir Sick. We need a laugh after that.
Yeah. Sir Sick does a good job in this video, though. He always does a good job.
Love Sir Sick, man. Sir Sick is the best. I mean,
he's handsome, famous, and good at the sex.
And
yes.
good
So
at the
that's
sex.
why he's
Definitely good at the sex. what I heard.
Yeah, he's definitely handsome, good, and
have you seen his fucking interview video? That's one of the best videos on his channel.
His interview?
Wait, which one?
Wait, what?
The one where it's just sketches, and it's like when you go for a job interview, start by trying to
I have the video favorited.
Fuck, it's
that
like
is one of my favorite videos ever.
Opponent, and it shows a picture of him like standing up on the boss's desk and yelling at him or something like that. Like,
Oh
it's
my
like a
god,
perfect,
that is a great video.
It's like all the things not to do in a job interview, essentially, but it's done like a serious, like, totally jump on the desk and do this. Like, it's just, but it's fucking in. It's sick. It's one of the best videos on his whole channel, I think.
Yeah, you have to assert dominance in an interview. I mean.
It says like if that doesn't work, hide in the corner behind the shrub and like say something anti-Semitic or it's really fucking funny. Like
has YouTube fixed it where we can put links in the chat again? Because I will totally link.
I don't think we could. Could we? Not earlier today we couldn't. Or yesterday we couldn't.
All through to the stream.
It doesn't mean that it's showing up, Vajanti, because if you hit live, if you go between live and top, it'll show you if it shows up, and I bet you it disappears. Nobody, including the mods, can put links in chats right now.
What?
It's broken on a YouTube level, but I personally think that what happened is, and I said this to somebody else, is what that usually means is that somebody somewhere has figured out a way to abuse that system. And that in the meanwhile, until, that's what that always is. It means somebody somewhere has figured out a way to scam, link something over to something where they're having, right now, Bitcoin has been exploding. So they're probably getting Bitcoin scammers dropping links in chats and stuff like that.
Well, I know.
So one of the ways that you can stop that is just disable it completely for server wide, right? And then nobody can do it. Then they deal with the problem.
I know at one point, YouTube was a little bit broken in that regard, where
does anyone see that? I just put the link in the chat. Does anyone see it?
No, it doesn't go.
Okay,
it doesn't.
Yeah.
Links don't work. Just all you can do yourself is just switch between. Just hit that bar at the top and go between live. You do it yourself. You can just switch between top and go back to live, and you'll just watch the link you put in disappear. If you put in like a harsh enough swear and YouTube auto scrubs it, you can do it that way too, where nobody responds. You make like on Team Skeptics, I made a funny joke. I said Team Skeptic has teaching me how to play Warzone. He's taught me to ride my teammate's ass so close it's like a donkey ride through the Alps. Because he's always like, you got to be close to him, like, and fighting together as a team. And so, but because I wrote ride my teammate's ass, it saw that, and it just, even though I'm a mod, it just wipes the comment right out. Doesn't matter if I'm a mod or not.
I know before thing.
You'll see the comment though. The comment will go by for you.
I know the reason they did that to begin with is because I'm talking about like anyone could post links at one point in the YouTube chat. The reason they stopped that,
but it's only been mods for a long time.
Yeah, they did that to keep people from porn bombing people's YouTube streams.
Yeah,
and now then only mods could do it.
And also people would drop their own YouTube channels in and stuff too, and everything. So then the easiest way to make it so that wasn't a problem is just make it so, well, it's one of the boxes you can check. You don't have to have that box checked. I have it set so only moderators can drop links. So then you can have trusted people, and then you've all seen it. Then you can at least say, hey, moderator, can somebody throw that in the chat for me, and somebody's going to do it for you.
And they also then, when they did that, made it so you couldn't post ASCII in chats, which, me, I'm big on the ASCII. And now...
You're the ASCII.
The ASCII? Is that like an image thing? Like one of those little pictures? I don't know what you're talking about.
American Standardized...
Shut the fuck up truck, and... What
the fail well.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you... I've never understood where people get those fucking things from.
I make it. I make my own, actually. It's just it's basically encoding language. You really have to get into the character model, the character map in Windows. And it's just art used using encoded text, basically. It's easy as hell to do once you understood, how it works. But they've actually changed it so now there is no automatic word wrapping in YouTube chat, which pissed me off because now all my ASCII is broken. All my ASCII art is just broken now, and I can't post the fail whale or the shut the fuck up truck or my WTF or anything.
So right now I just posted to have Streamlabs link our Discord. So,
that can do it though for some reason. I don't know why Streamlabs must have gotten like an inside approval, and that's why I think it's a feature level. Like that's why I think somebody was abusing something somewhere and they turned it off, because Streamlabs can still post content, and only because Streamlabs probably also has its own filter to make sure it's not posting stuff as well on their back end. Yeah. So they've probably allowed Streamlabs links to come through still.
Yeah.
That's what I think. That's what I think's happened. And Bitcoin right now is exploding. So personally, it's probably Bitcoin scams. It's probably people putting links down and scamming people in Bitcoin, because it doubled. I was just telling them before the stream started, I sold my crypto, and because I was predicting a drop. And I only have like sub 1,000 in there. Everybody, I sold my crypto. I play like pocket poker basically. I've got money sitting in my phone that I play with, and it goes up and it goes down. Sometimes I do good, but I sold. Pocket pool. Well, yeah, that's true, but that's fun too. I sat on it for the date and then fucking went to bed, woke up in the morning and went, fuck. My wife's like, what? I'm like, nothing. Bitcoin went up by 50% overnight. Like that would have been sweet. 50% gain on your money overnight and then sell that. It'd be just dope. But, here we are.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
How did I get on that? I don't even remember. There was a point that I started on that segue, but fuck me, I'll ride that segue right off a cliff.
But because we can't post links in chat.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Anyway,
so
I posted in the chat, just search for Sir Six interview tips. And
it's amazing.
That'll take you to the video. It's definitely, if you have not seen that video, you need to watch it.
But
if you're a Sir Sick watcher and you've never seen that, you're gonna shit your pants. Because if you already like Sir Sick,
it's his best video by far.
It's probably the best one on his channel.
Speaking of links, I put a pinned comment to sub to your channel, Brainy. I was just gonna check and see if everyone could see that.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah, so pinned comments. Okay. So that's interesting.
I'm also.
You can just say sub to it. I get it.
Yeah, I'm also gonna paste it in the live chat to see if the person running the stream can post links, but just not anyone else.
No, I don't think anybody can. I couldn't post them in my own stream the other day.
So do you guys see the link that I just posted to your channel?
No, they don't control it.
Well, son of a bitch.
Well, I'm not even on the.
Yeah, it's just stream. They totally shut her off. Yeah, they totally shut her off.
Well,
they did the same thing. You used to be able to click on someone.
It'll come back. They're just fixing it.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
But anyway, so our next video is Sir Sick.
Next video is
Sir Sick. Roger stuff.
Yeah.
You've read the title. You know what kind of nonsense we're about to face. I nearly made a poop reference there, but I restrained myself. Because with a title like that kind of stuff is just going to come out of me like a hot torrent of dioxide. Carbon dioxide, yeah, because I breathe out a lot. And breaths come in hot torrents, right? Just go with it. But yeah. That title. See, usually I go for something I find funny or somewhat accurate and succinct, or a play on the original title, sometimes a combination of all of those. But this video's original title, man, it was just too perfect. I'm not changing a word.
Amazing.
Thanks, Roger. Oh yeah, guess
giant human rectum. Oh my god!
Okay, my friend, special treat today.
Yeah. Yes, it is. And if I didn't know any better, I would swear you are taking all kinds of Michaels with this, unless of course bows are a special kind of tasty treat that I haven't heard of. Perhaps called something like yummy cookies. You know, like how bull's testes are called sweetbread. For reasons I can only assume is to trick people into ordering them at fancy restaurants. It's diabolical.
We're going to go over the different structures of deterioration as lungs deteriorate. Well, they deteriorate from here up this way till.
Roger, that's a pile of rocks. Like, I wouldn't mind. I know you like to point at random rocks and go, "Hey, that looks like a foot or a spine or anything like that." But that doesn't look like any lung I have ever seen, and I have seen a lot of them. What else am I supposed to build my hot air balloon out of?
Excellent.
It's the same thing here. Fingers, toes. Now,
again, those are just little piles of rocks. Not fingers, not toes, not lungs or rib cages or whatever. They are rocks. Now, they could contain fossils, sure. At least if they're the right kind of rocks, I think. I don't know. What do I look like? A rockologist? Of course not. But I don't have to be to spot a rock. Because they are, like, right there.
Before I do this, wait till you see this. I just got this from Tyson.
Oh my god, it's my rocks. I am the surprise. Roger does love him some rocks.
It's the guts of a giant.
It's the guts of a giant. I mean, to my small idiot...
Is that like Tears of the Angel? Like that song?
Well, yeah.
If we just say how absurd this is.
That Heather McLaughlin?
In the guts of a giant.
That's all I heard when he fucking said that. That's sorry. I told you I'm thinking mean.
Hi, I'm Sarah McLaughlin, and I'm about to ruin your fucking day. Look at
Like
these
Troy
sad puppies.
So did you just come in like Troy McClure? Sorry. Hi, I'm Troy McClure.
Yes.
Oh, I've got to say,
there too.
You may remember me from such movies as...
I had to say something about that song. You know the origin of that song, right? What it's actually about?
It was a puppy. It was a commercial about puppy dogs.
No.
Well, no. The original song, it was about someone dying, wasn't it?
A heroin overdose. Yeah.
Words.
It was about a heroin overdose.
That's it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but just like what's his name sung that song about his kid falling out of the lake. What was that? Or out of the building. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
If I saw you in heaven. Can't sing too much. They'll claim that shit. Believe it or not. Even if you do a shitty rendition, they'll claim it.
My name.
If I saw you in heaven.
For those of you that don't know this, Eric Clapton is a huge racist.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, but honestly,
allegedly. You always, hey, listen, Vijandi, I'll teach you a little lesson today. Allegedly.
He's allegedly a racist.
Allegedly a huge racist.
No,
He's allegedly.
His public statement is on record. It's not like, oh, I maybe heard someone kind of say.
Yeah, but we're not. Just telling you the way legalities work, because you're not allowed to make that claim. You say he's an alleged racist. It's like it's just the best thing for you to say, because then you're like, well, that's all.
You know, I was telling people that do that. Do you watch any of Simon Whistler's 18 channels? Because if you don't, you need to watch Business Blaze. It is the most unhinged, amazing channel. And everything that he says, he'll say allegedly afterwards, because he has, first of all, it's a meme. Second of all, he is talking about business.
It's kind of a joke. It is kind of a joke.
Well, but unless somebody's been convicted of something, he has to say allegedly, but he just puts it after everything because it's funny.
Oh, kind of like how that one subset will say all rights reserved at the very end of every one of his statements.
Isn't that Farhar when he sends a fucking letter back to the court?
All rights reserved. All rights reserved.
Yeah, the guy from Canada.
And,
NCQ called him, and his voicemail at the end was like, "It's reserved."
All rights reserved.
All rights reserved. Yeah.
That's Marceau of the
MC2 left a message somewhere and added that at the end of his fucking message.
Yeah, it was Marceau of the Family Musset. That's Marceau of the Family Musset. His name is Marceau Musset, but he calls himself Marceau of the Family Musset because he thinks that makes him a corporation or something.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
like what? Anyway, we're getting way off topic here. Let's get back to it.
Yeah.
More rocks, but I am completely sure that you have some remarkable evidence for that claim. Some kind of scans or maybe some samples that have been tested, and certainly not anything as asinine as "I think it looked like it." No, not you, Roger. You would never do that to me, would you?
Okay, stroke of luck. I just got this from Tyson. He went back and looked at some of his old stuff.
Oh man, I'd completely forgotten about his weird edits. I don't know if he makes multiple smaller videos and stitches them together into a... Well, coherent isn't the right word. A single video. Or if he takes parts from other longer vids that he's done and makes a different one for whatever reason. Look, whatever it is, goddamn, it's confusing and makes what are already Z-tier quality content even goddamn worse.
This is the guy's body right here. That's where his butt would have been. It's all caved in. That's the guts. Fell right out of there. See, it slid right down. There's his guts.
Oh,
Okay.
I think the reason
Dude,
that
that
I
had
don't
to hurt.
actively dislike Roger is that his enthusiasm for his
I've heard of puking your guts out, but I've never heard of shitting your guts out.
I've shit my guts out a few times.
Did you tuck
But
him back
it was
in
normally after a lot of Indian food.
Or probably, what's that stuff that you were eating the other day, a couple months back?
The Reaper squeezins.
The Reaper squeezins, yeah.
I've had Reaper squeezins twice now. I did it for the charity stream, and then I did it because I was out of hot sauce and needed some hot sauce in a dish I made. And both times, the second time I did it, I ate earlier. I think the day before a live stream, I ate it, and I shit everything out 30 minutes before the weekly derp one night, and my asshole still burned the entire stream during the weekly derp.
Welcome to NASA Bunker 33, where you can learn about people's pooping habits.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a good place to be. Yep. About, guys. This is the real stuff. This is what YouTube's about. Just remember that.
This crap. You can hear the excitement in his voice and the childlike wonder as he describes what he thinks he's seeing. It's such a shame he doesn't channel that into something, real. Personally, I find the actual science to be orders of magnitude more interesting than the made-up crap, because it, works. And you can do things with it. Instead of going, hey, that looks like a giant, shrugging, and then eating another pencil.
Now, back here is going to be his legs and his feet, so forth. Up there might be his head.
Might be, yeah. Also, it might be his chest-mounted cannon. Or perhaps he didn't even have a head, and the whole body is actually a series of sentient flying alien chocolate bars that learn to walk and talk like a man to infiltrate human society. But it got the scale all wrong. So when they got here, just ended up tripping up and dying in the sand. Because the gravity was just too much for its giant chocolatey body. It could be basically anything we wanted to be in the land of imagination, and I can think up far more ludicrous crap than you. So does that mean I get to pretend that I'm right and a super smart boy researcher? I do hope so. Beats having to be handsome all the time. It's a real burden.
But that is the chest. And you can see the bones. He's got our shot showing actual rib bones in here.
Can you? Can you really? Because all I see is the side of a hill. And maybe that's just my caveman brain being unable to comprehend your super advanced space technology. Oh.
Yeah, you should make sure you jump in. We don't know him as well. So you should make sure you jump in and comment a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually have a DM with him if I had to, but beyond that, he's a bit more reclusive. So that's all.
He's you have to achieve higher levels to unlock him as a playable character, Brady.
Yeah.
He's definitely a very nice guy. I've been on his channel on a Sunday, when he does that Saturday or Sunday live stream. I've been on there once. And he's been on my podcast once on the Way Off Topic Radio. It's way back. Actually, it's on Brainy Beaver if you look back too. I put it on here. But yeah, he's a nice guy, but he's a little bit reclusive in the sense that he doesn't I've tried to lure him onto my channel forever, and he's really hard to get out of his box. That's all. He's a nice guy.
He lives in a castle, man. You got to defend that shit.
And he's got that face. No wait, he has that face palm. No wait, that's Radical.
That's Radical.
Yeah. Yeah, that's bargain basement Sir Sick.
Exactly.
98-cent store Sir Sick.
What? But Radical has 4K now.
Oh.
Yeah, that's funny.
Radical has 4K and Sir Sick doesn't.
No, Radical has no. Radical has 7K or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Pointing a bad camera at a cheap laptop running Ubuntu, and so all I see is what's actually there. Also, yeah, that's right, I know what Ubuntu is. I got the real nerd cred. I even know how to computers. I have downloaded my fair share of RAM in my time.
And then that's the guts that fell right out.
Well, yeah, of course. It's not like that's some kind of landslide.
Yeah, the whole thing here is, why would the guts be fossilized and not have just rotted before it turned into stone? You coming back to that, I know trying to apply logic to idiots is an exercise in futility, but come on.
Yeah, I don't think Roger thinks that far ahead. I highly doubt he's capable of that level of thought.
I think you can stop that at I don't think Roger
thinks.
Yeah, I don't think Roger
thinks. Yeah. Sorry, my brain kind of stopped working. Roger does that to me sometimes.
The last patch update for you there, Tanning Sprinkles.
Well, actually, it was thinking about that unopened bottle of whiskey in my kitchen that I really want to go open.
Go ahead and open it.
Cersei does that to me, though. He makes me want to drink whiskey.
Yeah, because
I'm sure that he would be impressed.
I'm sure he'd be happy to hear that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He'd love hearing that.
He drinks enough of it himself.
Wait, that's... I thought whiskey was his oxygen.
I'll be back in 10 seconds.
I thought... Okay. I thought whiskey was his oxygen. That's how he lives. I mean, he couldn't survive without it.
Yeah. Whiskey.
Whiskey. Used to love the stuff. I haven't drank in about 14 years. Whiskey, that is.
Yeah, I don't drink very much, to be honest. Like,
well,
only times that I drink are when I'm on stream, and even then, it's still once in a blue moon I do it.
I used to be an alcoholic. Well, I still am. You never recover from being an alcoholic. I'm an alcoholic. I just don't drink anymore. I haven't drank for, like I said, about 14 years. I'll have the occasional drink every year or two, but when I do, I make sure to moderate myself, because I will just start drinking and never stop. Plus, it's expensive.
That's kind of how alcoholics work. Like, you know, I've known some that have been able to recover well enough that they can have a beer every now and then.
Something's gonna be addictive, though. I have the same problem with weed.
Yeah, a lot of people that are alcoholics, like, if they do have one beer, the next thing they know, they've drank 20 of them.
Yeah, that's the problem with me.
Once it hits their mouth, they just can't stop.
Exactly.
Their body just craves it so badly.
Check. Oh, that is the one. Okay. I'm just checking my source here. No, I'm trying to move it so you guys don't hear something else I'm doing. That's why.
This better not be a CNN. This better not be another
hardcore. It starts with it. Listen, everybody knows it's quote unquote blacked. Just when next time you're on the hub, just search that term. You'll enjoy.
No, I know what you're talking about.
You do. It's just dragons entering white vixens. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. It is 100% what is going on that.
You have to remember that my girlfriend is in Germany and I'm in the United States, so I have to use some of these websites you're speaking of sometimes.
Wait, what's the porn? What's a blank hub?
Wait. I don't think it matters how far away they are. I mean, those sites get used, you lying ass.
What's a blank hub?
Well, yeah.
The blank hub? The prawn hub?
Yes,
yeah, the
I
prawn
wouldn't
hub.
have to use it nearly as
I just called it the hub. I was sure everybody knew what I was talking about. There was like 3 people in the audience were like, I'm beating off right now to the hub.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Everybody in here knows that this is a natural thing. But hey, did you hear? They actually went, all jokes aside, real talk. They went from like fucking 12.9 million videos the other day to 2.9.
Yeah, do you know why?
Yeah, I noticed my favorite
and fucking all the stuff that had been buried in the algorithm that we weren't typically seeing but was there.
There's an article that came out about it this week that it's really
Children of
read.
Pornhub.
There were a lot of revenge porn, underage videos, all sorts
and
of
these
stuff
girls
like
had even been contacting them and telling them that they needed that removed, and Pornhub was like, it's okay.
There's other people that have saved it and they can just re-upload it. So they purged as many as they could to try to get ahead of that. I mean, obviously.
No, what they did is they made it so nobody. Yeah, but nobody can just upload now. You can't just upload. Yeah. Everybody has to be in their partner program to upload, which they said is as easy as taking a headshot. Like Vishanti, you could be in their partner program tomorrow. I mean, I could too. I'm not interested. You're probably not either. I just. Fuck's sake.
Okay, I'm taking notes right now.
All you have to do is pull a picture of yourself up, apparently like a face shot, like, you know, and holding a picture up of your username that says, like, you know, your username at Pornhub or whatever, and that's all you need for verification.
Reddit to verify your Reddit account, like.
But I guess the idea there is that
any website does it now.
But I guess they get a picture, like, so they get a nice clean picture of your face, I guess, so that they're able to say, like, well, she's the one been uploading this content, like that's her, you know, on the actual account and stuff, I guess. So it's part of verifying that they're the person on the account. They're the person in the video, I guess, and they're not uploading other people's stuff.
Yeah.
It's a start. You're never going to shut down porn, though. Good luck to that.
Yeah, they weren't trying to shut down porn. It was just all the underage and the exploitative stuff that people use in trafficking and like revenge stuff.
How did we get on porn from Brock?
Nothing else, they're trying.
Because you had me on the fucking podcast. Listen, you've got to know what you're signing up for. You either got to take those fucking reins and hold them tight, or you got to just accept it. So yeah, that's fine. Just pull that rein. We'll go back on.
What was
an R-word joke
that you used to do in your videos, Brainy? Because moon or something like that.
Because moon? How come moon?
Yeah, that's it. How come moon? Yeah, that's pretty much the answer to how did we get on this topic? How come Brainy Beaver?
Exactly. Well, ADHD takes me on every journey possible. I'm just bringing you with me now. That's all that's happening.
Nice.
Anyways, keep going. I love it.
Anyway, back to the rocks.
Or something that is literally a gigantic man's intestines that for no goddamn reason have ever rotted away in the probably thousands and almost certainly hundreds of years humans have known about that location. That is
me and
exposed
Sick
to
on the same
air,
page,
etc.
Yep.
I mean, how long does it take for a carcass to rot away to nothing anyway? It's got to be like 1 million, maybe 2 million years, right? Oh, it's like 8 to 12 years, and that's if it's buried fairly deeply underground.
Yeah, to nothing.
If not, it's like a month or so, and he's just a big pile of goo and bones. No guts, no skin, no nothing. You just should not be seeing this thing on the surface. Also, fun fact, I am now on several government lists for looking up how long does it take a corpse to decompose. To be fair, it's not like I wasn't already on those same lists for all the eating people.
All right, this is the best shot of his back. This is the guy's back. That's his chest. This is the breast meat up here.
Breast meat.
The breast meat. Oh, my lord. That's amazing. Okay, I'm good. Sure, Roger, that's breast meat. What? And if you see here, you have the rump. And that over there is the flank. This is where we keep all the tendies. And right back there, that's where you get chicken wings. God damn it, man. If I didn't know any better, I would swear you were the trolliest of trolls who ever trolled along Troll Street in Trolltown, USA. That's absolutely great. Give me more. It sustains me.
All the guts fell down below, as we have seen.
As we have seen, because you know, what you say is essentially law and can be considered no different than that reality stuff those damn geologists and biologists and all sorts of other scientists keep talking about. And don't get me started on the archaeologists. They think that the humans were shorter in ancient times. The fools. Everyone knows that malnutrition made them grow taller than a mountain.
Shit.
All right, this is a great shot. Yeah. This is a colon. This is a rectum. This is your large intestine. Now,
My large intestine?
He
No.
is
that's
awfully
not what
excited
my
about
large
that
intestine
anus.
Looks like.
Yeah.
In fact, any
You know
man,
what?
woman,
He
or
likes
child who
big
bears
butts, and he
witness to my
can't lie.
system of mighty
That's a good
organs
point.
has been driven
You
insane
other
by its
mud flutters
beauty.
can't deny.
As we go down, you see these blocks? Those blocks are the way it pushes the poop through your body.
First off, you made the Playboy because you shouldn't have any blocks in your body unless you aren't just a
That's awesome.
children's
Oh my
building.
god.
And second,
Oh.
poop get pushed through the body. That's some funny shit.
Now, this is just a pile of guts. This is your stomach and
Your stomach and your lung
Oh
and
my
your
god.
liver and your cement. You cannot live without your cement. How will you become beached rock giant?
large intestine, your small intestines, all of that stuff. But that's where the intestine goes down. It wraps all the way around, and it comes out the other side, and we'll see the small intestines. That's the large intestine, that one that has those lumps in it.
And of course, Rogie is an expert in the lumps you find in the large intestine. He's extremely experienced in it. In fact, he's so good at the topic, it literally comes out of his face in a never-ending stream of him constantly talking infinite amounts of
poop. Now, this is the small intestine. It's a much smoother looking a series. All right, and then it runs all the way down the beach.
Quick note, if you find somehow that your small intestines, large intestines, or, well, any part of your body resembles a pile of rocks on a beach, if by some miracle you aren't already dead and or not already in a hospital-type location, seek medical assistance immediately, because you are in some really serious trouble for a multitude of reasons.
Does that mean that the giant fossil man is rock hard? Thanks, I'll be here all week trying to veal. Listen, you want dad jokes? I got dad jokes.
Don't tell Batch to try the veal.
Yeah, don't. You know,
Yeah.
Just don't try veal. Just don't. No, veal is no. Baby cows. Make me sad. Anyway.
You guys see, that's where you need me to come in, see? I'm always getting criticized.
They are called insides for a reason. Otherwise, they would be called outsides. Although, it's kind of a shame that people don't call their skin their outsides, because I have an itchy outsides. Sounds really dirty for some reason.
And this is basically what it looks like when it's laying inside the body cavity.
Very interesting. It looks nothing like what you showed us. That is fascinating. No, wait,
I
it's
can't
the other
believe.
one. It's ridiculous. And I genuinely cannot understand how a grown man would pursue this line of inquiry for more than about 5 seconds before discovering, wait, no, that's just a pile of rocks.
Here's what I want to know. How is it exactly that someone from Korg's race got to Earth and then died and they didn't come back to collect the body?
Good question. And I'm just looking at it, and it just looks like rocks to me. I don't see the colon.
I mean,
and I just
one
see rocks.
rock kind of looks like a leopard's head. Little bit.
That
maybe.
one, and then the rock looks like the head of a snake, kinda. So it's a chimera. That's what it is. It's a fossilized chimera. That's what it is. Prove me wrong.
The bottom part might look like a reptile skin. Maybe it's like another dragon.
Oh, there you go.
No, that's intestine.
No, it looks like
dragon intestine.
No, it looks like the head of if anyone played Mass Effect, I can't remember the name of the species right now. One of the alien species.
Is it Kalivash's whatever the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay.
The big, muscly brute, the ones that had been almost genocided. Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. But that's Pareidolia. Again, seeing. Have we gone over what Pareidolia is?
I don't think we did.
Well, not in this stream.
Well, not in this stream.
We should probably do that.
Yeah, we should probably do that. Vishanti, I'll leave it up to you. No, I'll leave it up to Brainy since he's the
Yes.
He's the guest.
I want to hear Brainy's explanation.
Wait,
yeah.
For what? This?
Pareidolia.
Pareidolia.
Oh God, isn't it just like real explanation or like comical explanation?
Comical.
I mean, going off on 10 different tangents at once explanation.
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean,
Krogan.
I don't know. I don't know anything about pareidolia other than the factualness of that humans want to produce. We want to see patterns, and so we're just connecting patterns. Like I don't see a fucking pattern there though. What the hell is he looking at? What does he think he's looking at?
The colon.
Just some bumpy rocks? Well, yeah, I was listening to that. But I just mean like.
Well, actually, okay. If you look at this right here, that looks like legs. And that looks like a giant butthole that's plugged up on the far right upper. You can't.
I saw that porn video before.
It looks like something's crammed inside the butthole.
I mean, I think I see like a stuffed animal like on the left-hand side. And, like, if you look, there's actually like some sort of like leopard sitting there, like how do I point this out? Okay, look right in the center. Look at the top of the Christmas tree. See if you go straight up from the Christmas tree. There's like a little black nose tip. It's almost the nose is shaped like a heart.
Talking about it looks like.
And then if you. Head. Yeah, okay, so thank you. You do see the fucking animal head. That's like a teddy bear head or something.
Yeah, I see it now.
Or some sort of like cute little stuffed gopher there or something like that. See, like, that's what I mean. Like, you can fucking pareidolia anything.
I was going to say that it reminds me of the Eraserhead baby, but,
I can see two little teeth. That's all I know. The two little teeth are sitting on top, but he's got a tiny little smile on him. Just hanging out. I don't see the smile, but you just see the upper jaw, basically.
I see a little bird.
Tucked in behind there.
I see a little bird, like a Flappy Bird.
But I can even see his ear. He sees what I'm looking at. I can see the eye and then the ear,
or
the
a bunny
ear above it. Even it just
or
looks
a bunny.
Yeah, but he's got spots on his cheek. He's got like leopard spots. Like it looks like. In fact, now it's starting to morph into a freaky stuffed animal from like Chucky the Bear. So now I'm out. I'm just fucking that's pareidolia for you.
But that's
like
what
when you say a word too many
is.
times, it's pareidolia. Pareidolia of the words is the same fucking thing, just so everybody knows. Because there's another term, it's the opposite of pareidolia. It's when you say that word so many times it loses its goddamn meaning. It's like paradaxia or something, I think. It's it's the opposite of pareidolia. I'm gonna look it up right now.
I'll have to look that up.
But yeah,
there's a guy that gets paradaxia of everybody. He can't recognize faces from like 1 minute to the next.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's just when we were evolving, we gained the ability to recognize shapes and faces and things like that because it helped us to survive. Like if we look in a bunch of tall grass and we see a predator, then we can get away from that predator. If we don't see it, it can sneak up on us and eat us. And so that's how we gained this ability to pick out shapes and faces from things that sometimes aren't there.
So it says right here, it says that, but it says like, so it's called what syndrome have they fallen to? It says the opposite of pareidolia is arguably propagnosia. It's a situation whereby reaching for your hat, you're likely to almost remove from its shoulders your own wife's head, or so classics would let us believe, quite by chance. But beyond propagnosia, how do you fuck, I can't pronounce it.
Propagnosia.
Yeah, what is more general syndrome of failing to pick up meanings when meanings are truly there? So there's multiple different, but that's the one I think, and it becomes a disorder. That one's a disorder. The other one is normal. Because humans are made to do that, but the other one is a disorder.
Hannibal. There was an episode of Hannibal where someone couldn't recognize faces.
Yeah, and it's basically the same kind of thing. But I think this idea too is that you can't recognize that. Like I think what it was saying there is you wouldn't recognize that the hat you reaching for is on your wife's head.
That's
because you wouldn't even see the face of your wife, kind of thing, and you don't make that recognition at all.
That's that's part of autism as well. Propagnosia is where an autistic person can't recognize faces from they'll literally see you and identify you like at one point, and then like 5 minutes later look back at you, have no clue who you are. It's just, that's propagnosia.
I used to have that problem when I did a lot of mushrooms back about 20 years ago, I could look at someone and they wouldn't have a face.
I was out of mushrooms the second my buddy's face turned into a fucking rat face and then back into his face. I was like, that's the last time fucking that's ever going to happen. And never done it ever since because that was a fucked up night.
One time I did.
It's funny. You talk to anybody that's had a bad trip. You just want to talk to anybody that's had I always want to say this. You talk to anybody that's ever had a bad trip on shrooms and we all have the same. Everybody has the same story. Next thing you know, you're in the corner, rocking yourself to sleep, going, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
No, I had a.
Because you're fine. You're fucked.
I had I had a radiator that I removed from the house because I was doing shrooms one night and I looked at the radiator. It was talking to me like it was Dr. Phil. I mean, I literally heard Dr. Phil's voice coming from it. So, yeah, that radiator's gone.
I remember part of my dreams. There was like boats sailing in the water and an arm came down and plucked it out of the ocean and like clown faces were flying by. And then you wake up and you're like, what the fuck?
Well, I'm still here. I also have a problem. I also have a problem with schizophrenia, so yeah, that didn't help my schizophrenia at all.
I mean, you have to eat a lot of mushrooms to overdose. So like the whole time I was going, I'm gonna die. My brother was going, you're gonna be fine. Just go to sleep, and like you'll wake up tomorrow, feel like $1 million. Now that was the lie. The truth was you'll be fine and wake up. The lie was that you will feel like $1 million because no, you're not gonna feel like $1 million because your brain is reeling right now. Tomorrow you're gonna wake up and feel groggy as fuck. I was a learner driver, so you're driving with mommy beside you, and I like blew a stop sign, and then I like it fucking took a bad turn in one spot. Finally, my mom's like, I don't know what is with you. I like pulled the car over. I'm like, you know what, you can drive. I'm just gonna sit.
Talking about stop signs. I have a funny story about that. I was driving a friend to the bar one day, and I was high as fuck. And I stopped at the stop sign. You have
to be careful how much we talk about it, because I guess YouTube eventually get pissy. Go ahead.
And I stopped at the stop sign. I waited about 5 minutes. She kind of pokes me on the shoulder and says, like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm waiting for it to turn green. What do you think?
Wow.
Yeah. I've definitely had crazy shit like that happen before, too.
And I literally didn't even think about it until after I said it, and I'm like, oh shit, we just stopped here for a good time.
The best, I had like a 30-minute conversation with a tree one time. And it's one of the best conversations I've ever had in my life.
Stupidest thing I have to add, the stupidest thing we ever used to do, a little bit of cannabis might have been involved. We call it purple lighting. And when I'm going to tell you what we did, and this is like one of those things that you tell your kids where you smack them in the side of the head and you say, fucking idiot. So this is not dangerous, by the way. Dangerous for our own eyeballs, not dangerous for other people. Well, it depends on how you take the story. But trust me, YouTube will be fine with it. That's all I'm saying. So we would just go to this government building in town and we would stare into the big, like I guess they were high-pressure sodiums. Or halogens, maybe? They were big, the big yellow ones. They just like light up a whole building. And you just go and stare straight into it until you could see right inside the light bulb. Which is probably really good for your fucking retinas, probably. Like, I just imagine. Anyways, and then you do this at night and you pull your head away and your eyes are adjusted to the red wavelength now and nothing else. And you couldn't, everything would go kind of black, but it would be like lit up in a really funky light. And all of like the street lights, red would become green, which is very dangerous. So no driving. Yellow would stay kind of yellow, but green would become white. And like the street lights would all turn purple. All the yellow street lights or the whitish yellow street lights all through the town would just turn purple on you. And that's what I called it, purple lighting. And you could walk around for about 5 or 6 minutes just with everything being all like you were kind of looked like the background here. To be honest with you, I mean that's really what it would do.
Well, that's kind of
good
awesome,
for you.
Actually.
Yeah, it's kind of like doing, but that's the equivalent of doing whippets, like health-wise. So let's just.
Oh my god, I used to.
You know what I mean? Like that's the. Oh, I've done it. It's not. Let's put it this way: if we stopped, then we're good, because that's probably.
Yeah.
It's one of the more mentally damaging forms of intoxication that you can get. And I will not explain to anybody. Do not explain to anybody live how you do whippets. People can figure that fucking out on their own. That is not you. That will get you kicked off YouTube. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So what you got to do is you take the can and
it's just pure laughing gas. When you go to the dentist and get laughing gas, they mix it with oxygen. So
they don't mix this with oxygen.
Euphoria, but you're not getting straight laughing gas. Whereas
but you know what happens?
You do get straight laughing gas.
Yeah, but you know what happens? They causes a problem where you
for 30 seconds.
Yeah, 30, 40 seconds, a minute, depending on how much you inhaled. Of course, you can't get all the whipped cream out afterwards because you inhaled all the fucking stuff out of it. So
nitrogen.
It's kind of a bit of a waste.
Well,
it's charged with nitrogen.
I better stop. I was going to say, the commercial chargers, because that way you're not wasting.
But what I was going to say is so let's give people information on why they should not be doing that. The reality is that what happens is they found it because it creates a problem where you're not. Even hours later, you cannot be properly intaking oxygen into your bloodstream.
Mm-hmm.
And then you actually
it displaces.
They've had kids that were doing it with their friends, went home, went to bed like nothing was wrong, and they never woke up in the morning. They went brain dead while they were sleeping
because
they weren't getting enough oxygen.
The nitrogen displaces all the oxygen in your lungs, and it does not allow anything else to come in until it's fully exhaled. That's the problem.
Well, and and who knows how it binds? Because I know carbon monoxide. The problem with carbon monoxide, and I don't know if the nitrogen, because if they're nitrogen, is it just nitrogen or is there nitrous oxide in there?
It's nitrogen.
It's pure nitrous oxide.
No, it is.
It's got to be nitrogen oxide. Pure nitrogen.
Yeah.
You inhale 76. You inhale 76% nitrogen every breath.
When the nitrogen is released, it bonds with the oxygen immediately outside the can. And
No, that would be nitrogen oxide in there then, because nitrogen. I use nitrogen. It doesn't bond.
It doesn't bond.
It's a nerd.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is a nerd.
Yeah,
it is. That's right.
So it's gonna be nitrogen oxide.
It's gotta be nitrogen oxide.
So which is straight laughing gas.
Yeah.
So anyways, what it is it's probably the exact same thing as carbon monoxide because of that one oxygen. What happens is carbon monoxide, you don't smell it, you don't detect it, and you also don't know that you're being poisoned by it, because what happens is, so a lot of people don't realize this, that your body actually breathes in and out, not based on no, that's actually not correct. Your body actually doesn't.
Go ahead.
I don't know if you know this.
Sorry.
Maybe you're about to say what I was going to say, and maybe you do. But your body doesn't actually know your oxygen levels at all. It doesn't have a clue. Not whatsoever. None. It knows CO2 levels, which is, I think, what you said maybe when we were talking together. So basically your body, when it increases inhale and exhale, like when you're running and it's not doing that from a lack of oxygen. It's doing it from an increase of carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
As the carbon dioxide increases in your bloodstream, your body starts trying to exhale faster to try to get it out. Now, here's the kick. When you inhale carbon monoxide, it knocks the carbon dioxide off of your blood cells, your red blood cells, just the same way that the oxygen would. Your body, the shape of the carbon monoxide molecule is actually pretty much identical to the carbon or to the O2. So what happens is your body takes it in happily. And the reason you don't even know you can literally go unconscious, just suddenly start feeling sick, and then within 30 seconds you're unconscious. Because you're actually slowly going unconscious and you just don't even know it, because your body can't even tell you're being poisoned, because it doesn't even know, because all that happens is it keeps knocking carbon dioxide off. And it keeps pulling in carbon monoxide. And so it goes, hey, I'm as cool as a cucumber. You don't even start increasing your inhaling like you're losing oxygen, because your body doesn't know, because your carbon dioxide levels stay low. So then you just suddenly get knocked out, so I bet you the nitrogen oxide does the same thing, because that's what can happen with carbon monoxide poisoning. Is if you get a bad enough poisoning, they just saturate you with oxygen, because what they're trying to do is you have less ability to hold oxygen in your blood, so they want to make sure what ability you have has pure oxygen essentially. But then they also want to make sure that, I guess, by super saturating your blood with pure oxygen, they actually can help break the carbon monoxide. It helps bump it away from your red cells, because here's the last kicker I'll give you. Carbon monoxide doesn't want to detach. It stays there and just keeps pumping around in your system, which is why if somebody gets carbon monoxide poisoning, and I imagine NO2 or N2 nitrous oxide is probably similar, what happens is for the next 6 months, a year even, depending on how bad their carbon monoxide poisoning was, they're actually more susceptible to be carbon monoxide poisoned if they're exposed to even lower levels of carbon monoxide now, because their blood's intrinsic ability to hold oxygen has now been reduced by the carbon monoxide that is going to be pumping around in their blood for months.
The same thing.
It's actually a fucked up. It's a fucked up thing, carbon monoxide. People have no clue how bad that shit is. It's terrible.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons that carbon monoxide detectors are literally mandatory, the same as fire alarms in homes in California.
Facty, when you say how does an oxygen sensor work, I'm pretty sure oxygen sensors are actually way more complicated than because I think they have to burn it basically to try to create a byproduct off the oxygen in order to sense it or something. And that's probably why your body uses CO2 and not O2.
And that's why,
although maybe your body was just assuming you're always going to be in an oxygen environment, and the only thing that matters is, are you getting a buildup of bad stuff? I don't know.
And that's the same exact thing that happens whenever you inhale something like xenon gas, or sulfur hexafluoride.
Even
it's so dense that it stays. Even helium will, because of its low density, will try to escape. It will try to escape, but with sulfur hexafluoride, it doesn't. Sulfur hexafluoride will stay in your lungs.
Carbon monoxide literally doesn't even want to go. That's the same thing. It doesn't want to leave at all. It just stays. It attaches that blood cell, and then as it comes around, and it would normally detach as carbon dioxide, it just stays attached to the blood cell and then just pumps back through. And now, every time the blood goes to your lungs, you're now not really getting rid of any more carbon dioxide, and you're not really pulling in any more oxygen. So you just start your entire breathing system actually malfunctions, and you don't even know it. I've been carbon monoxide poisoned once at work, and the way it went down is there was a break in the exhaust that you couldn't see. And I just got this boiler running, and it was running for about 10 or 20 minutes. And I'm like, man, I'm getting a little bit of a headache. And there was a guy working in the adjacent room to me, and he was like, oh, really? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, so I walked out of the room for a second, and then he went to go fix something on the other side of the barn. And he came back, and he walked into the room, and he goes, he's like, the weirdest thing was happening to me. I was walking back here, and all of a sudden I just got hit with like this massive wave of dizzy. And I went, you know what, that's too fucked up. Like two young guys in our 30s, and we're like both suddenly dizzy, and I'm running a boiler right here. I'm like, something's wrong here. I went and flipped the switch off, and we're like, let's go find some carbon monoxide detectors, because the ones were old in there. So we went and got brand new ones, ripped them out of the packages, plugged them into the wall, and they just started freaking out immediately. Damn. And then it's a hog barn. We can't just walk out because of like viruses and shit, hog diseases. So we had to kick the outside door out, and we just hung outside the door, just getting fresh air. But then I had a headache for 2 days, like a light headache, a very light headache.
Reminds me of my favorite, one of the classic stories on Reddit is how a guy got saved from carbon monoxide poisoning. Like he posted to one of the forums and was like, hey guys, I think my landlord is spying on me. I keep having post-it notes around my house, and I do not remember putting them there, but it's written by someone who knows me. I don't know what's going on. How should I address this? And one random person in the thread was like, get your ass to a doctor right now. You're being carbon monoxide poisoned. And everyone's like, what the fuck? Apparently, at the level of carbon monoxide that he was getting exposed to, it was causing memory lapses. So he would be in like not a lucid state writing notes to himself, and then he would like go to sleep and wake up later and completely forgot that he had done it. And that guy like literally saved his life just by being like, hey,
well, we had a guy call about
poisoning, and it's one of the classic stories that they'll tell you.
Well,
about
there was a guy fixing his basement. I had that happen like as a repair guy. We got a call about possible carbon monoxide, and we told him on the phone, just get out of the house while we're on our way there, because if your carbon monoxide detectors are going off, just get the hell out of the house. So he stood outside and waited for us. We get there, and we went up and we put we had a handheld. We just put the handheld monoxide detector into the entranceway of because you're not even supposed to enter a house like that because it can be thick enough to knock you out. And we just put it in the doorway. It was like, holy shit, there was like hundreds of parts per million in there. And we were like, yeah, don't even. So we just, all you do in that situation, we walked over to the gas meter and we literally just turned the meter off so it kills the furnace. Anything gas in there that's running, it'll just kill it. And then you wait. You literally say, like we told him, we say, you got a warm place to go and everything. He's like, yeah, I'll go to my mom's for a bit. We're like, we'll come back in a few hours. And we just left the house alone for a few hours to air out, to get oxygen back in and get all that carbon monoxide to vent around. And then you go back, and sure enough, what had happened is his chimney had plugged somehow, gotten so filthy inside that it had plugged on an old furnace. And it started venting out the old furnaces were natural draft. So it started venting out the draft hood. And you could see the staining on the tin where the heat had been crawling out the draft hood and just going up the tin on his furnace and just entering his house. All of the exhaust was entering his house. And so what happened is this is what a lot of people don't know, by the way, everybody out there, your carbon monoxide detectors expire. And if you've had it for 10 years, you should be replacing it. If you've had it for 5 years, you should be fucking replacing it. See, smoke detectors seem to be different. The way that smoke's detected, it's a particulate, and they almost get more sensitive. Everybody knows that old smoke detector goes off if you even like fart near the toaster. So, but the CO detectors actually expire. They use a radioactive element in there. They use uranium, and it has a half-life. And the smaller the bit of uranium, the shorter the half-life. So the half-life runs out in 3, 4, 5 years. There's actually an expiry date on the back of your CO detectors when you buy them. And the plug-in ones will start chirping at you. If you have a CO detector that just chirps at you randomly every like fucking 5 minutes, like it drives you insane, you've changed the batteries, there doesn't seem anything you can do. It chirps at you. What it's trying to tell you, if you read it, is it's fucking expired. Throw it in the garbage. So buy a new one. And then, so then
2 minutes later, it'll do it again.
Like we had the one beep where it goes
next door to us.
Or the one beep where it just goes one.
They kept hearing it because it's so shrill. You can hear it throughout the whole fucking neighborhood. And finally, after like an hour, I could tell they tried to change the battery and it didn't work. I just leaned out the window and I was like, change the battery or turn it off. It's gonna expire. Yeah, and I just yelled out the window and then it stopped. Because I was like, I feel they realized that it's...
So yeah, or they just do one beep. A lot of them will just do one beep where it's just this one random beep, this one tone, and it fucking drives you insane. There's episodes of fucking Modern Family. There's an episode of Modern Family where by the end of it, she's literally swinging a broom and like smashing the fucking things off the ceiling, trying to find the one in the house that's doing it. Like it's because of how we've all experienced it.
It's 5 shrill beeps like once every 2 minutes. It's the most
That's terrible. Yeah. No, the ones I've had are like every 5 minutes you get like one long beep, and it's just long enough that it catches your attention, but just short enough that you don't fucking know where it came from. So then you start walking around going, what the fuck was that? And by the time you like, man, I can't find it anywhere. You sit down, a few minutes later, beep, you're like, God damn it, you fucking get out of your chair again, start walking around. And it does it to all of us. We've all had it happen. So then the worst thing you can do though is pull it off the wall and never put it back. And that's what we all do. And it's not the right thing. But yeah, so just to finish, the reason I said that part is he had old CO detectors in his whole house. None of them went off. He had just renovated the basement, put in hardwired CO smoke detectors, like right to the main power. So that was the day he turned on the breaker. He walked over, he flipped on the breaker, and they all just started freaking out. And here's the kicker. So we changed his furnace. You know, he was happy as a pig in mud after that. But guess what? He told us that he'd been going to the doctor for 1.5 years with problems where he was falling asleep at work. He said I could just sit in a chair and just fall asleep. He was always tired. He felt sick. He just didn't feel well for the last 1.5 years. Like every winter he didn't feel good for the last, like 2 winters basically, 1.5 years, 2 winters. And that was the 3rd winter he was entering, and that was the problem. He was getting carbon monoxide poisoning. And of course the doctors, you go in and the doctors could take your blood and they, everything might look fine, and they, and you're saying, wow, I'm just so tired. And so, he said they're checking him for sleep apnea. They're checking him for this, and everything's fine. You don't have sleep apnea. You don't have, but, I just can't stay awake. I just can't. Well, he was fucking being murdered every night by his furnace.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, he's lucky he's alive. And he might get cancer, by the way, unfortunately. A guy like that might get cancer. Yeah. That's the sad thing.
I think we're going to try to wrap this video. There's only a few minutes left of this, and then we'll.
Yeah, my apologies.
Yeah, that was a great tangent.
But it's a good tangent though. I like tangents. They're fun when we're talking about scientific stuff.
No, that's what I meant. It was a great tangent, but back to Mud Fossil.
This okay.
Silly me.
Sounded sad.
This is the giant fingertip that's on my property. The fingernail is actually perfect. It's still here.
Not sure what to say to that. These giants are so goddamn common that you just have one on your property. Like, that's an extremely normal circumstance. And you know what? Great. Show it to us, up close and personal. Take your crappy little video camera outside and actually show us this fingertip. And show us, like, the bone and the tissue we would expect to see from a severed limb. Unless, of course, there is a reason you only show us a picture you took, probably with the stills function of the Crap Cam TM, so it's nice and blurry, and then you put it up on your crap brand crap laptop to film again with Le Crappus Cameras. Almost as if you are full of What did you call it again? It was a technical term.
Pooped.
Yes, thank you. That's the one.
This was with the fingerprints. That's an actual fingerprints. These spots are the sweat pores that are in the grip skin. This is the fingerprint.
Okay, fine. Let's compare, shall we? That's your rock, and that's a fingerprint. Of course, I see it now. It's all so clear to me. I was blind, and now I am granted true vision.
Yeah, exactly.
You're an idiot. That looks nothing like that. Like, even if you squint, they are markedly different. I mean, think about it like this. Your fingernail rock there, even if we were to take those vague channels to be the same channels as you would have on your finger, that would mean you would end up with fingertips that look like this. And I got news for you, Roger. Fingertips don't look like that. And yes, that's not 100% accurate to what that idea might look like, I'm sure, but it's all I could come up with, and probably one of the grossest looking things I have ever done with a photo editor. And if your fingers look like that, my God, doctor time.
I smashed it off of here so that I could get it DNA certified.
You absolute rebel, smashing things left, right, and centre like a vandal, aren't you? And what the hell does DNA certified mean? All I can find in relation to that term is either an organisation dedicated to authenticating signed memorabilia, like autographed baseballs, and some turf, like high quality grass that is DNA certified for whatever reason. And if you had either of those things done to it, well, I'm not exactly sure what that was supposed to achieve.
And I did, and I extracted the arterial blood, and it is DNA certified as human.
Right, fine. Where did you get it certified? Can I talk to them? Will you show me the certification?
Right.
And why isn't any of this listed in your video's description? There are things one might do if they spent the time and money getting something DNA certified, if only to prove their point. But let's just say that DNA certified just means that they found DNA on or around this object. That doesn't mean anything. You can contaminate anything with DNA. It's really easy. You're doing it right now by fondling the rock.
And you know that he
would sit right on here. I smashed it off here. This sits right on here. And as it goes down, there's no fingerprints. As it hits the bottom, that's where your fingerprints start.
So you smashed a rock, and surprisingly, the rough, weathered outside was different to the densely packed inside that has been broken apart somewhat cleanly. Well, I guess that means it's a giant finger then.
That is a giant human fingertip. Again, refused by Yale. DNA certified. It's disgraceful.
Do you have any idea how many cranks call up Yale every year with wild theories about all sorts of crap? I'm going to guess that it's quite a lot. And do you expect them to take you seriously with your bad footage and DNA certification with no actual certificate? Come on, Roger. Get a grip.
Now, it goes back close to 8 years with Yale, and they have refused to look at anything. And I have done all the things that they said they required to even examine it, and they still refuse to examine it.
I'm certain that a cursory glance at your findings told them everything that they need to know.
I have DNA tests, I have CAT scans, I have an anatomist, I have the samples, I have every single thing that they asked for. Chemistry, recreated the process, and Yale University, Derek Briggs, still refuses to examine this evidence.
Dude, there are other universities, right? Fine, let's just say that they are ignoring you for nefarious reasons. Well then screw them, find a different place. Because you see, Roger, if you are right, you have Nobel Prize level info on your hand here. You have changed the course of history discoveries that any ambitious person would jump at the chance to show people if, and this is a big if, they thought it was credible. But, and this is an even bigger but, and even bigger buts than of your supposed giants, your evidence is not credible. Not even a little.
I call that a fiduciary failure.
I call your mum a fiduciary failure? No, I don't know what that means.
Fiduciary.
Goodbye. Guys, don't forget to panic buy 6 grand merch. What if you...
Okay, that's it. That's the video. That's it.
Well, we are no closer to discovering the truth about mud fossils.
Fortunately.
Oh yeah, fortunately. So
I've got a bit of breaking news for everyone. Senator Lindsey Graham, if everyone knows, huge Trump supporter, just got the COVID vaccine.
Wow.
And just a month ago, he was denying COVID.
Yeah.
It's happening all over the place.
Snap.
Every single one of our politicians that said it was fake, they're going to get it before average people.
Of course they fucking are.
Yeah.
Trump didn't believe in it, but he's still going to get the vaccination. What a bunch of rubes that follow him.
Yeah.
He even got COVID.
No offense out there to anybody that's
going
listening, but yes offense. That's ridiculous.
Yes, offense.
Fuck, that's ridiculous. They live in a different world.
Like that, and I know Chrismer can back me up because Chrismer's from Lindsey Graham's state. So Lindsey Graham is
piece of shit.
Fuckwit.
He's a piece of shit.
He's a piece of garbage too. I know he is.
That I can say about him is he's a fuckwit.
No, he is.
Yeah.
Well, because he's the one that went ahead and said, we're going to set a precedence right now that we don't put a Supreme Court justice in the last year of a presidency. And then this fucking Ruth Bader dies. He's up there the next day going, whoa, get that fucking shit in there.
They could not ram a confirmation through any faster.
What a bunch of hypocrites. If it's their choice, it's like, oh, now. When it was somebody else's, it was like, how dare a lame duck president put in a judge, But this guy can do it with fucking 3 weeks to the election.
30 days.
Hypothetical
30 days.
Let's say
it was 30 days.
Let's say that one of the justices passes away. Biden goes into office, January 20th or 21st.
They'll probably try to claim he has no right.
Dies the 22nd. They're like, no, we've got to wait for another election in 4 fucking years.
Exactly.
Before we can do it again.
Too in the weeds with
especially if it's a left wing judge.
Before we get too in the weeds, because we will get in the weeds.
Yeah.
Oh, we're in the weeds already, baby.
Quitties, I'll start with you, just I'm going in reverse order. Go ahead and say your good nights real quick.
Yeah. Okay, so there's one thing we didn't get to in this that I touched on in our pre-show a little bit, but one thing that Roger does that I always have to laugh at, if you watch his videos, every video he will have more tabs open. So the first video will start with like 3 tabs open, and then the next video he'll have like 10 tabs, and then 15 and 20 and 30, and it'll be to where you can't even tell the tabs apart at the top of his screen anymore. And then the next video there will be like 2 or 3 tabs open. So this guy does not even know how to close tabs on his internet browser. So he just keeps opening them until it crashes his computer, and then he restarts it and starts fresh.
But the way I have mine set up, anytime I close my internet browser, all the tabs that I had open come back. So he evidently doesn't have that option.
Yeah. Well, he probably because if Chrome or Firefox, or he probably uses Internet Explorer.
Probably.
Even Internet Explorer, like if your computer shuts down improperly or the browser closes improperly, when you open it again, it will have this little pop-up that says, I didn't shut down properly. Do you want to restore these tabs?
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So he actually has to make a conscious decision to click no, otherwise it'll just crash his computer again.
Yeah.
Trying to
Does he even know that's why his computer's crashing?
He probably has figured it out at this point.
Because I'm going to tell you, if you get like 20 fucking 30 Chrome tabs open, that really starts to load your system down. It's amazing what a Chrome tab takes.
Yeah.
Chrome is the biggest RAM gobbler.
Yeah,
it's crazy. You can be like, because when I'm doing my research, I have 4 monitors, and I'll put videos in different monitors because I'm trying to find things, and I'll let things play while I'm looking for other things. But if you keep doing that, sometimes my computer starts slowing down a little bit. I'm like, what's going on? I click on the Explorer or the Chrome tab, and there's so many tabs in there, it stopped showing me thumbnails. And it's just a list. I'm like, oh, okay. I just hit delete and shut them all down at once. Start opening the ones I want again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this guy, he's for a while I thought he was a Poe. Like no one can be this stupid. But the more I've watched him, the more I realize that yes, he is this stupid. Just watch how he pokes his monitor when he points at something. You'll see the colors actually change on his monitor because he pokes it so hard. And he doesn't understand that you can actually record video from your computer. So
what do you think we're doing right now?
Camera on a tripod pointed at his computer monitor because he doesn't understand that he can just record his screen.
Yeah, like we're doing right now, technically.
Yeah. So Roger from Mud Fossil University is a special cookie, and he's a lot of fun to laugh at, but the guy really needs help. He's definitely very lonely.
Yeah. I kind of feel bad for him.
Brainy, final thoughts?
Brainy? I'm sorry, was it me? Did you say me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was daydreaming. I was listening, but I was daydreaming. This has been fun. Nice chatting with everybody. Sorry to take in the weeds a bunch, but that's what I like to do. I drive this boat right through the reeds. That's how it goes down. But everybody's going to have to... I haven't figured out the exact day. This video is done. This video, I spent my whole day. My wife was very great, and she spent the whole day dealing with my children that never stop talking, and I mean that very sincerely. Like, it's like a chorus. But... so she took the whole day with the kids. I was able to film all of my KJP and Kyle in jail and Unirock and all of those parts. And so this bitch is about to cook tonight. So I'm just trying to figure out.
Fucking hilarious, by the way.
It's going to be probably one of the better videos I've ever made.
It's going to be amazing.
Well,
it's probably going to be the funniest content nuke you've ever seen.
Well, all your videos are hilarious. So I mean,
well, I appreciate that. But yeah, so just to pitch it to everybody, this is my one and only actual official response to Unirock, and that's it. Real artist bides their time. This happened on the 1st or 2nd of November, and it's now almost Christmas. And this is going to be my Christmas present to Unirock. So yeah. So it's coming out either... I want to bring it out on Monday, but I also want to hype it up. But so I don't know. It depends on if like FTFE streaming tomorrow and some other people may be streaming. I'm going to try to maybe get them to throw an ad up for it and hype it. And but either way, come Monday, Tuesday, or at the latest Wednesday, this video is going live, and I'm going to do a video, and then I'm probably going to follow it up with a fun little Unirock live stream as well that day as well.
Sweet.
And if anyone
be a whole day.
remembers Brainy's stealing JM's camera equipment, like that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And
that's in the current video that just put up.
Yeah,
that's like
handle to what he's doing now.
Yeah, that's me going back in time. The latest video I just put up, by the way, on my channel. If people want to go watch it, that would help a bit. Not that it's a big deal, but it's a collab video I did on Flat Earth Sage. I think in the summer, but I asked FTFE if it'd be all right if I cut, my part of the collab out and put it on my own channel. He said, of course. So yeah, it's never been on my channel, that video that I put up. That's been on FTFE's channel, not mine. So it's definitely its own episode. Obviously, if you've seen it's 14 minutes long. It's a good episode. Go check it out. It's a new video on my channel, so you might not have seen it.
Yeah. No spoilers. Just go watch it, guys.
Yeah.
And that's the one that's already out. And then keep an eye peeled for this big content, this absolutely hilarious content nuke. And all I'm doing is making fun of him. There's really nothing he can come back at. So it'll be fun.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's me. Thank you very much, though.
What do you got?
Well, tomorrow I will be going live on my channel. To probably be playing some Jackbox games or Card Against Humanity. So, if you're not subscribed, go ahead.
Saying I'm quiet.
Subscribe tomorrow.
Huh? Oh, sorry.
Oh, they said I was quiet. Apparently, my apologies. I didn't mean to cut in there.
About 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be going live with the Derp Squirrels. We'll be playing, like I said, Jackbox games or Cards Against Humanity, just whatever whatever we play. But we'll be having fun over there.
I'll try to remember.
If anybody wants to join,
DM me to remind me, that would be awesome. But
I'll DM you.
Problem. But yeah, I'll. That sounds like a lot of fun. So yeah.
If you want to join in, you can join my Discord. Of course, we can't link it, but
I can because I'm logged in as us, and I can pin it.
My Discord
but if you guys join the Discord, I'll just link that, and you guys can join, and he'll spam it there. So
let me get my invite really quick.
Yeah, and we could always put it in the description for this video as well.
All right, cool. So
there we go.
With that being said, I've only got like one real thing to show. It's just because tomorrow on the iNetwork we're going to be doing, I think, holiday myths and legends for the Uncalled For. So if you're not busy in the afternoon/evening tomorrow, feel free to tune in for that. Other than that, I don't really have anything else. We're going to be playing Globers and Goblins D&D on Monday with FTFE, so that's going to be fun.
Woo.
And thank you, Brainy, for finally joining us. We are so glad to have you. You come back anytime.
Yeah,
thanks for having me.
And everybody can go sub to him. His link is pinned in the chat, and it's in the description as well. And I think we will be wrapping up. So, Chrismer, take us out.
Good night.